Today I'm going to be making a menu item out of my new cookbook, Trim Healthy Table. Now the recipe that I'm going to be making is called Teriyaki Beef and Broccoli, and this is a Crockpot recipe. I thought it would be really nice to have this cooking today, so it would take a lot of the work off the table. So let me show you how it goes. All right, so we're going to start off today by cutting our beef into cubes. And so I've got some nice tri-tip here. If you'd like to use some chuck roast, whatever it is that you have, go ahead and, put that, dice it into cubes, and then you'll want to put that directly into your crock pot just like this. These are about the size that you want to cut them into. If you got a little bit of extra fat, you want to take that off. I'm not gonna take it all off because I think it does help with the flavor of the meat, but I am gonna take some of it off. Next, we're gonna take an onion, and typically I put this through my Vidalia onion chopper, but I want to have this more sliced up into halves. So I'm going to take this onion, just quickly peel it. I'm just going to slice this up into kind of, I'd say, medium slices. If you'd like them a little smaller, you can, but I'm going to put them, I'll cut one more time. So this is about the size that I want. Put those right in the crock pot with your meat. This is how our crock pot looks with the meat, the onions, and the garlic. So I'm just gonna put a lid on this, and then we're gonna go ahead and start making our sauce. I'm gonna start off today by using my Hamilton Beach blender. This is just a little hand blender. I love this thing. I make my creamies in it before I freeze them. I do all kinds of small projects like this. So I thought I had some fresh ginger on hand. Unfortunately, I don't know why I didn't have it. So I'm going to use some powdered ginger, and I'm going to put in about 1/2 teaspoon, just like that. Then we're going to put in some red pepper flakes. Now you just put these in to taste or leave them out if you don't like any spice. Just going to put a couple little things in there. And then I'm also going to be putting in some of the monk fruit sweetener. This calls for some super sweet blend, a couple tablespoons. I'm going to put the monk fruit sweetener in here. So you're looking for the flavor of that teriyaki sweet and sour. We're going to be putting in some soy sauce. And to that, we're going to add 1/3 to 1/2 cup. I'm going to start off with 1/4 cup here. It also calls for 1/3 cup of rice vinegar. Now I've got this here. I'm going to add this to my Then we're going to be adding some toasted sesame oil. And for this, I'm only going to be adding 2 tablespoons. There's 1. And to that, we're going to add 1/4 cup of water. All right, then we're just going to put our lid on, give it a good blend. Then we're going to pour this right over the top of our beef, onions, and garlic mixture. Now I'm just going to give this a little stir, blend all these ingredients together. And we're going to cook this on low for 4 to 6 hours. And then we'll come back and I'll show you how it looks. So the next step in this process, now that my beef and onions are completely cooked, is that I'm going to take a 16-ounce bag of frozen broccoli spears, and I'm just going to throw these right into the crock pot. I'm just going to give it a good mix here. And we're going to let this cook on low for another 45 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to be cooking up some cauliflower and making some cauliflower rice. And when this is all ready to serve, I'm going to show you how it came out. This is our beef and broccoli after it's all stirred up. Just going to put the lid back on and let that continue to cook. So our teriyaki beef and broccoli is all done. I've got some cauliflower rice that I cooked in my Sistema steamer in the microwave, and then I riced it. Super easy, only took about 10 minutes. And my broccoli, beef and broccoli is all done, so let me show you how it all came out. This is my beef and broccoli. I'm going to be serving this over some of my cauliflower rice. I'm just going to put this right in here. And then I'm going to put some of the juice in here as well. And it says that you need to top it with some sesame seeds if that's something that you enjoy. Also, it says you can top it with some green onion. These are just some green onion stems right off of some of my onions in the garden. So these are as good as any green onions you're going to buy in the store, that's for sure. So there is our beef and broccoli. I'm very excited to try this. It smells fabulous. All right, so let's give this meal a try. If it tastes as good as it smells, we're going to have another good recipe to put in our repertoire. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that is delicious. And it was so easy. Just cook it in your crock pot all day. Voila, you've got dinner. I love this diet. If this is something you're interested in, I do have the Trim Healthy Mama starter book as well as both of the cookbooks listed in my Amazon store. I've also got a link for the Trim Healthy Mama website so that you can, browse through there if there's anything you're interested in getting. I've got a link directly to that. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed making this meal with me. I hope you'll give it a try. It's extremely delicious and very healthy. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.